Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel Daysi DIY. Today I'm sharing with you guys 6 easy Valentine's DIY. This video is part of the Sunday Funday challenge hosted by the amazing Jenny and Diane from Deco Easy and her co-host Yvonne from Chick Rehab. I will leave the link of our channels below. I hope you enjoy and stay tuned to watch all the playlists. Thank you so much. For the first project, we're going to be using one wood house that I got at home, and you guys can see it costs $5.99, but I got it on clearance and it's going to be 2 years that I have this wood house. So on my YouTube channel, I have this video for you guys, but I didn't know how to record my voice, so I have this video with only music, so I decided to explain it. So what I did, I just used piece of paper that I just searched on Google of free printable, and I just put my wood house on the top, and with my pencil I just traced that wood house, and with my scissors I just cut it, and once I was done I just used mud podge to put it on the top of the wood house so we can put our paper on the top. And I just did one coat and I just let it dry, and once it was completely dry I just did another coat of mud podge on the top to seal it. Also, I'm going to be using one chalkboard tag that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to need one heart. I'm using this small wood heart to put it right here in the middle. To paint it, I just used the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax that I got from Walmart. I just did one coat and I just let it dry. So if you guys want, you guys can just put this type of bow on the top with jute twine, but instead I'm going to be using this ribbon that I got from Amazon, and I'm just gonna create a small bow to put it right here in the middle. And to glue it, I just use hot glue. Also, what I decide to do, I decide to use the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white, and I just painted a little bit the heart because it didn't show very well the paint that I had before, so I decided to do this step. But if you guys want, you guys can just leave it the way it is. And to glue it, I just use hot glue, but if you guys want a stone hole, I would recommend you guys to use wood glue. I'm going to use this greenery that I had on hand, and I'm just going to place a few pieces right here in the bottom, and to glue it I'm just going to use hot glue. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about our first project? I think it turned out really beautiful, but please let me know what do you guys think. For the next project, we're going to be using this wood frame that I got from Dollar Tree. It's the first time that I see this wood frame, and I think they're really beautiful. I'm going to remove that piece of paper from the top, and also on the back of the frame, I'm going to use my scissors to cut the piece of this jute twine so we can remove these clothespins also. So the next thing, I'm going to be using this piece of paper that I had on hand. I just searched on Google for a free printable wallpaper, and I just printed, and once I was done I'm gonna be using my wood frame to put it on the top, and with my pencil I'm just gonna start tracing it, and once I'm done I'm gonna use my scissors to cut it. Also, I'm gonna be using this mud podge that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna do one coat to put it on the top of the frame so we can put our image. And I'm just using this small brush that I got from Dollar Tree, and once I was done I just place that image on the top, and with my hands I just trying to smooth the paper a little bit. So with this I just use it to poke the little holes that it had the frame so we can put that piece of jute twine. And once I was done I decided to use another coat on Mod Podge to put it on the top to seal it. The next thing, we're just gonna remove this from the clothespin so we can start painting it. So to paint it I'm using the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax, and I'm going to be using this small brush that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to do one coat and I'm just going to let it dry. Also, I'm going to be using this metal heart that I had on hand. It's from a sign that I had from Dollar Tree, and I just remove it. So what I decide to do, I use the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax to distress it a little bit, and once I was done, I just let it dry. Also, I'm using this small heart that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just use the same paint, and once I was done, I just used this small piece of paper to remove a little bit of the paint. So you guys can see I'm just using hot glue to glue it. I will recommend you guys to use it 6000 because it didn't work out. It came out really easy. So I will recommend you guys to use it 6000. So I decided to put a small bow in the middle. I just created with a piece of jute twine that I got from Dollar Tree. So once I was done, we're just going to put everything together. So you guys can see I'm just placing 2 clothespins, and I just glue the small piece of jute twine really well on the back of the frame. And once I was done, I just placed the heart in the middle, and this is how it looks once you're done. If you guys want, you guys can just leave it the way it is. I think it turned out really beautiful, but I decided to do one more step. So I'm going to be using 2 craft sticks that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using my pencil to mark it at the side that I needed to cut it. So once I cut one, I just use it as a template to cut the other one, and I just use my scissors to cut it. The next thing, I'm using the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax, and I'm just going to do one coat and I'm just going to let it dry. So to paint it, I'm using a small piece of this bad sponge. I'm going to do the same step with the other one. Also, I'm going to be using this flexible stencil that I got from Dollar Tree, and to hold the stencil, I'm using a small piece of painter's tape that I got from Dollar Tree as well. And to paint it, I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white, and I just did 2 coats and I just let it dry. And to paint it, I'm using this small brush from Dollar Tree as well. So once it's completely dry, I just remove the stencil, and to glue it, I'm just going to use hot glue. But if you guys want a stone hole, I would recommend you guys to use wood glue. So you guys can see I just placed the 2 wood craft sticks right here on the edges of the frame. I didn't measure anything, I just kind of eyeball it. The next thing, I'm going to be using this Tacks that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to need 4 in total. So with my plier, I decided to cut the pointy part all the way, and once I was done, I'm just going to use hot glue to glue it. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. I think it turned out really beautiful. I just love all the colors, how they blend all together. Please let me know what you guys think about this project. For the next project, I'm going to be using the other side of the wood house, and also I'm going to be using this gift wrap that I got at TJ Maxx, and I got it on Christmas. So I'm just going to use a small piece, and I'm just going to place my wood house on the top, and with my pencil I'm going to start tracing the wood house. And once I was done, I just used my scissors to cut it. Once we're done, I'm going to be using this Mod Podge that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just using this small brush that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just did one coat and I just put that image on the top. And also I decided to use one coat of Mod Podge on the top. The next thing we're going to be doing, we're just going to start recreating hearts with cardboard. So for that, I'm using this chalkboard tags that I got from Dollar Tree as a template. So I decided to do this step for you guys because not all of us has this Dollar Tree that they carry all the stuff that we need. So I just wanted to create it for you guys with something easy that everybody can have on hand. So what I did, I just used my pencil to mark the heart, and once I was done, I just used my scissors to cut it, and this is how it looks once they're completely done. And to paint it, I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white that I got from Amazon, and also I'm going to be using this Waverly chalkboard chalk paint on color anti-wax, and I'm just gonna use it to distress the heart. So you guys can see I'm not painting the heart all the way because I want the cardboard to show a little bit. So once I was done, I decided to paint the edges of the heart, and I did the same step with the small one. And also I'm gonna be using this Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax, and I'm just gonna use it to distress the heart. So I'm just doing first the edges, and once I was done, I just painted a little bit the inside. Also, I decided to use the same paint to distress it a little bit, the top of the wood house, but I didn't use a lot, so you guys can see it was just a little bit. So you guys can see on the edges of the wood house, it still had a little bit of extra paper. So to fix that, I just used my sandpaper and I just sanded very well, and I just removed this extra paper. And once I was done, I just started gluing everything together, and to glue it, I just used hot glue. The next thing, I'm gonna be using this jute twine that I got from Dollar Tree. So I just want to show you, you guys can just wrap the jute twine a few times the wood house, and you just use hot glue to glue it on the back, and you guys are done. I cannot do that because I just used the other side for the other project that I just create. So what I did, I just cut 3 small strands of the jute twine, and I just used hot glue to glue it. And with the remaining piece, I just used my scissors to cut it. And also I decided to create this small bow to put it on the middle. I just used the same jute twine. Also, I'm gonna be using this berry mix that I got from Walmart, and I'm just using this piece of the greenery, and I just cut it on half, and I just place it right here on the side of the bow. And to glue it, I just use hot glue. Also, I decided to paint it the greenery a little bit. So to paint it, I used the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white. I just used a little bit of paint, and to paint it, I just used this small brush. The next thing, I'm gonna be using this lavender picks that I got from Walmart, and I'm just using this part of the greenery to put it right here on the side. I just cut small pieces to put it, and I just use hot glue to glue it. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next project, I'm gonna be reusing these wood boxes. I just recreate these wood boxes, and I will link it down for you guys, the videos, so you guys can see this project. So I decided to reuse it. I'm gonna be using this small one first because I just love it that it has a heart in the middle. So what I did to paint it, the wood boxes, I just used the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax, and I just did one coat, and I just let it dry. So you guys can see I just painted all the way inside and outside. Also, I'm gonna be using 4 wood cubes that I got from Dollar Tree as well. And to paint it, I'm using the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax, and I'm just gonna do one coat, and I'm just gonna let it dry. And to paint it, I'm using a small piece of this bath sponge that I got from Dollar Tree. The next thing, I'm gonna be using a piece of this gift wrap that I got from TJ Maxx. So I just cut a small piece to put it inside. So first, I was kind of measure it at the side that I need it. So with my scissor, I just use it to make it a little bit smaller to put it inside. And to glue it, I just use hot glue. And now we're just gonna glue the 4 wood cube on the bottom of the wood box. And to glue it, I'm doing a combination of wood glue and hot glue for a strong hold. Also, I decided to reuse this bow that I had on hand. I just removed it from an ornament that I had. I just want to show you, if you guys want, you guys can put the bow right here on the top, or you guys can put it right here in the bottom. Either way, it will look really beautiful. And to glue it, I just use hot glue. Also, I think my bow, it was a little bit bigger, so I just used my scissors to cut the ends of the ribbon. I decided to use these buttons that I got from Dollar Tree to put it in the middle of the bow. And to glue it, I just used hot glue. So once I was done, I decided to put a few pieces of the greenery inside, but you guys can put anything and it will look really beautiful. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? I think it turned out really beautiful. I just love it. For the next project, I'm going to be using this picture decor that I got from Dollar Tree. And here's the item number if you guys need it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to remove the glass so we can start painting it. And to paint it, I'm using the Rust-Oleum Chalkboard paint on color white. And I'm just going to be using this brush to paint it. So you guys can see, I'm not painting the frame all the way because I want the color black to show a little bit. So I just did first one coat and I just let it dry, and once it was completely dry, I did a second coat, and I did the same step with the other piece of the frame. So the next thing, I'm going to be using this piece of paper that I had on hand. I just searched on Google for a free printable wallpaper and I just printed. So what I did, I just put the piece of glass on the top, and with my pencil, I just mark it. And once I was done, I just used my scissors to cut it. Also, I'm going to be using this matte patch that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to do one coat on the back of the picture frame, and I'm just going to place that image on the top. And once I was done, I just used another coat of Mod Podge to put it on the top. The next thing, we're just going to put all the frame together. I'm going to use this ribbon that I got from Amazon, and I just create a small bow to put it right here in the bottom. And to glue it, I just use hot glue. Also, I'm going to be using a few pieces of this greenery to put it right here. And to glue it, I just use hot glue. Also, I decided to use this lavender picks that I got from Walmart, and I'm just going to use a few pieces to put it right here. Also, I'm going to be using this jute twine that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just create a small bow to put it right here in the middle. And to glue it, I just use hot glue. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. I think it turned out really beautiful. I just love the quote it has in the glass. It's really beautiful. But please let me know what you guys think about this project. For the last project, we're going to be using one chalkboard tag, and also I'm using the other piece of the wood box. And to glue it, I'm just using hot glue, but if you guys want a strong hold, you guys can use wood glue. So I decided to create a small bow, and for that, I just using this ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just created. I didn't show you because I struggled really hard to create bows. I'm not good at that. So I just left wanted first this piece of jute twine hanging in the middle, but I didn't like it. And the end, I just cut it. Also, I decided to use these buttons, and I'm just gonna use one on color red to put it right here in the middle because I think it was missing something. The other thing that I was gonna mention, if you guys want, you guys can use the wood cubes to put it on the bottom and use it as a leg, how we did the other project. I didn't put it in this one because I just want to show you guys without legs it will look really beautiful too, but please let me know what do you guys think. So to put it inside, I just used this greenery that I had on hand, but you guys can put anything and it will look really beautiful. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. I think it turned out really beautiful, these boxes. I just love it how they look and everything. And I decided to bring it with a different color of both so you guys can have different options. So please let me know what you guys think about this project. So that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time that I upload a new video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much and have an amazing day.